Hare Krishna. So I want to take a look at a verse from the Gita. It's chapter 9, text 27, and Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hi, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So it's Yat Karosi, Yat Asnasi, Yat Juhosi, Dasi Yat. Yat Tapasyasi, Kaunteya, Tat Karusva Mad Arpana. Translation. Krishna talking to his devotee Arjuna. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, and all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Hare Krishna. See what Prabhupada says here. Thus, it is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. And I was looking at that word mold. At first I thought maybe it was spelt wrong, because M-O-L-D, that's like mold, slimy stuff that grows on your floor if you don't clean it. So I looked it up, and actually there's two ways to spell it. One is the British way, M-O-U-L-D, and the other is the American way, M-O-L-D. So mold when seen as used in when Prabhupada says should mold his way, mold his life in such a way. By looking it up, see, words, we use them every day and we think we know what they mean, but then sometimes if for one reason or another we look at the dictionary, we get a new light comes out of the word. Like, there's a devotee here, his name is Adidev, and he makes wonderful, ecstatic, transcendental clay figurines or clay deities. He just did one of Haridas Thakur, which is amazing. The expression on Haridas's face while he's chanting. You can almost see tears coming. And he was explaining to me the way he does it is, first he makes a mold. I think he told me he makes the mold out of fiberglass. And then it's filled with clay. And I don't know the exact process. It must be kiln dried or something in a kiln, but he makes the mold first. Now he makes a figurine. That's what he told me. He makes a figurine, and then he makes a mold of it so that he can make copies. Because once he makes an original and then he makes a mold, and then he uses that mold to fill it with clay over and over again to make more of the same, just like the original. So the idea of a mold is it's hollow and it gets filled. So when Prabhupada says, should mold one's life in such a way that it can be filled with Krishna. It is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. You get that idea of what a mold is, that it's cleaned out, it's empty. And it's formed in such a way that accommodates Krishna consciousness. In every nook and cranny, there's Krishna consciousness. So then Prabhupada goes on, he says, everyone has to work for maintenance of his body and soul together. And Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Okay, so that's one part of the mold. They have to do some work. So work for him. Everyone has to eat something to live. Therefore, he should accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. So that's another part of the form of one's life shaped to accommodate Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious, ritualistic ceremonies. Therefore, Krishna recommends, do it for me. This is called archana, the religious aspect. Every civilized man has to perform some religious, ritualistic ceremony. Then do it for me. That's another aspect of one's life. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering the Krishna consciousness movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational process, which is not practical in this age. But if anyone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra on his beads, he is surely the greatest yogi, as substantiated by the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So this meditational process is silent, more or less silent in meditation. You're meditating on Hare Krishna. Maybe even meditating on Super Soul or Paramatma. That's possible. This is not practical in this age because of the way people live. You have to work, to have some place to live, all these pressures. But if someone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra on beads, the beads are actually really important. Sometimes devotees, in their busy activities, they'll have like a little clicker. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, one. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Clicker. No. Beads. I was noticing when I was chanting that if my mind starts to wander, and it does, I end up not moving along the beads. It's like 20 minutes later and I'm like, how come I didn't get anywhere? Because my mind was wandering. I was like kind of spaced out and I wasn't moving along the beads. So I'm like still on the same bead 20 minutes later. So that kind of chanting it needs a little help. So by moving along the beads, it keeps the mind from wandering as much. Because you have to concentrate on moving along the bead. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. This is a science. The science of Bhakti Yoga. It has a religious aspect, as Prabhupada describes here, but it's actually a yoga system, the highest yoga system, Bhakti Yoga. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. What yoga means what? To link up, to connect. So yoga means to link. Yoga. So to connect with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is incarnated in His name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So everything should be done for Krishna. Everything should be done for Krishna. Religious functions should be done for Krishna. Eating, taking food should be offered to Krishna. Taken as remnants of sacrifice to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. If you're working, all working should be done in the consciousness of working for Krishna. What will happen? You'll go to Krishna. Everything's Krishna. So mold the life. Mold the life to fill with Krishna. Oh, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's funny, since I've started taking prasadam in a certain way, that is, before eating, before putting whatever it is in my mouth, I'll say Krishna, put it in my mouth. Krishna, put it in the mouth. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And I was remembering something that I heard devotees would say, and Prabhupada said. Don't ask me where it is, but Hare Krishna. That if all a person can do is take prasadam, they can eat their way back to Krishna. They can't do anything else except eat prasadam. They can eat their way back to Krishna. You eat your way to Krishna. Before you put it in your mouth, go, Krishna. Before you put it in your mouth, Krishna. You can eat your way back to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Yeah, we have a taste for so many other things, so many activities, so many things. We're distracted in so many ways. So this practice, this devotional practice, is given by Krishna to help us develop a taste for Krishna. When that taste for Krishna awakens, then from within, Krishna is able to give more guidance. Because Krishna is actually the original spiritual master. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The taste is so wonderful that if you get even a little tiny taste of Krishna, it's like becoming addicted. You know, people are addicted to substances, they're addicted to different types of activities, become addicted, and they're not the right kind of addictions, but we have that tendency to become attached or addicted. So when we get a little taste for Krishna, by the mercy of Krishna himself, he makes the arrangements, we're in situations where he can work through whatever, other people, situations, to help us along. But it's Krishna behind everything, helping us along. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram. It's we need to surrender. Surrender to Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He's making arrangements for everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Especially now, with his Sankirtan movement on the planet. Especially now. Oh, Krishna! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, you got this verse again. Let's see. Let me read the verse again. Yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat juhosi, tadasi yat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat karusva madarpanam. Yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat juhosi, tadasi yat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat karusva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Oh man, you can drown in a drop of this. It's an ocean of ecstasy. Drown in a drop. Krishna.